Yo, what's good, everybody? Joey J. Ping here, checking in live, respectmyregion.com. Coming to you guys live from Los Angeles, California. We're here officially at the end of the North American Weed Tour. Before we get out of here, folks, we've got a really great guest today. We've got Chloe. She is the CEO and co-founder of Cake. She Hits Different. Y'all might recognize that highly recognizable pink color branding. It's like there's cookies blue and there's cake pink. You know what I'm saying? And we love that. I love what you guys have built. I love what y'all are doing. I've competed against you over the years with my various jobs, also selling vapes, and it's always fun to go into these stores and to be a part of this community, be part of this industry, and also just to see how the competition plays out and to see how innovation also goes over time. And so, Chloe, welcome. Thank you for being the guest on today's 126th official episode of the RMR podcast.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Now, of course, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't because of our sponsors. Chloe, big shout out to Seedless Media. They're a full service cannabis marketing agency with over 150 unique clients across the space. If anybody, retailers or brands, if you guys want to be doing advertising or promoting your products a little bit more effectively than just weed maps and other things, these are great people to call. Now, Chloe, you and I are going to be diving into what makes Cake different today. We're going to talk a little bit about you, a little bit about the brand that you and your partner have built. We're going to talk a little bit about how you guys have taken over the cannabis market, the highly competitive cannabis industry here in California, oversaturated, BOGOs like crazy, discounts. Some stores will be remain nameless, literally giving 100% off over 4 visits. It's crazy. I don't know how you guys have been able to grow, but we're excited to peel back some of these layers and understand how you have built a top 3 cannabis company in California and the number 1 selling overall all-in-one disposable vape. First and foremost, I just have to say, how fucking inspiring and cool is that? Like, the success, like, you legitimately deserve a round of applause. You, the team, your partner, all of the partners that you guys have. It takes a lot of things. The retail partners, it takes a lot of people to build and push and create this wave, which you guys have been on this trajectory for some time. And so I applaud you and appreciate your time. So, Chloe, you're Hawaiian. This brand, it's a women. It's a women theme. It's pink. You got the ladies. You got the powerful squad behind you. Talk to me about what was that conversation like when it was like, "Yo, I want a weed brand." Like, what was that day like? And like, did you ever think that you'd be where you're at right now? You know?
No, definitely not. I had no idea. The story kind of started. I met my partner Jason 10 years ago, actually, and he's been a grower for over 20 years. You know, we're both been in the industry for a minute, like true OGs. And, you know, we started out as growers, and that was our life for a long time. It started to get harder to make a living as growers, but we did do some damage while, you know, we were focusing on that. We took home some chalice cups, some hempcom cups, you know, back in the day. And it was a good time. However, it started to shift and vapes were coming about. So we started to explore what vaping and extraction and everything that was newly emerging, and really immersed ourselves in that and learned everything we could about it, you know? So from that point, we really became white label manufacturers, helping other people build their brands.
Okay.
And that's where we got to learn everything. So we kind of learned in other people, you know, other people's wash, helping them build their creations. However, we just started to realize that we wanted to build something of our own. And I always still see this moment of when Cake was really born. Jason just like walked up the stairs of our office and kind of out of the blue just yelled like, "We're going to start our own brand. It's called Cake." And I was just like, okay, like that sounds good. And like that's how Jason is. He's a very spur of the moment, sporadic, and I love that. So he kind of made this announcement, and so I took that and I started designing some logos, and pretty immediately I was like, hearing this like, oh, she hits different. But at the time it started out as she just hits different. I was kind of imagining this energy of like, oh, Cake, she just hits different. Kind of like you're talking about some like bad So you're like, oh damn, or like damn, look at that cake, you know. So it was just very playful and fun, and we just loved how it can mean so many things, like different people, you know. It could be some booty, it could be some weed, it could be a dessert. And at the time, we were growing a lot of just like cake strains, you know, just a lot of wedding cake. People really love that, and so
That
I
was
think,
the era. That was the era.
yeah, that was the era, and so cake was on the mind, and so that's where
Cake, 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 cake. I'm with it. I mean, the thing is right, like, you know, uh, people that talk about cannabis retail and how they want to normalize it, or how, you know, people that have a vision for, you know, when the regular world is going to come in, they always talk about the normal things: cake, cookies, fruits, lemonades. You talk about lounges being restaurant focused, or
yeah,
events being event focused with weed becoming attached to it. Regular things are what people like already, folks. People
yeah,
love cake. There's a birthday. Everybody's got a birthday. In America, we get cakes. It's just one of those things where,
recognizable, and so it's
yeah, man. And then you guys threw in the branding and the pink and the color palette that you went with. What an amazing creative creation that you have, that you and the team have built here.
it didn't
Um,
start out as pink at all, like far from pink. It was a very like kind of had this like cigarette box look, and it was very sleek. The counterfeit market definitely still running with those designs.
yeah,
It, you know, there's a lot of fake cake out there, for better for worse. So, but then we made a shift probably around, honestly, like last year, maybe a little bit before that. I just wanted to say, like, this is what got us here, but it's not going to get us to the next level. So, how do we rethink this marketing? And I just was playing with some designs. I saw some pink, and Jason was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And I don't think for me, that was the little permission slip I got. I was like, "Okay, like let's just go crazy with it." I don't think he understood that that's how far.
I mean, one thing that I really like about your brand is the specific pink that you chose. When I look at it, I think of a variety of massive brands that also went with the similar pink. It's not necessarily the exact same one, but it's so close to familiarity with
Yeah,
those other ones that I equate it to the same quality that I would equate those brands on. It's one of those things where, you know, you you kind of got to have the confidence, or stereotypically you got to have the balls, right, to do this. And I'd say in this case, you got to have the cake to have a brand like this,
yeah,
right? You got to have the confidence and the ability of the brand to really choose, like, okay, we're going to go in this bright ass color, right? It's going to be very polarizing and recognizable. But when people walk into a store and they see that, they're going to know that cake is there and that shit hits different, right? And
yeah.
like, it's that play on words for the branding that does make it so simple, but so clean and effective,
Yep.
right?
And I always say that I earned my pink because, you know, after a decade in the industry, I've designed a lot of black and gold. I've been through, you know, every crazy movie type situation you could imagine. I've been through it, and you know, you wouldn't really know, but at this point in my career, I thought it was really important to bring back the joy and the playfulness, and like be unapologetically pink, and just not be afraid to take that risk. And
Right?
so, yeah, that's where I'm at this point.
That's a part of the whole story for you of blazing a trail, right? Some of the notes that we have for our conversation, things to talk about that was important to you guys is, you know, in the world of women, people talk often about a lack of representation, right? And if I would imagine that when you go back to those years, in those early years of cannabis markets and cannabis industry here and building brands and businesses and all those black and gold designs you're talking about, back, I mean, if now they're talking about a lack of representation, it had to have been exponentially less, or in some instances a lot worse back then, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the cannabis industry was not safe for women for a really long time. And so it's just natural that women weren't going to be like the prominent leaders because of that. And, you know, now it is time. It's time for more women to start leading these companies. You don't really see a lot of, you know, top 10 cannabis companies anywhere that are co-founded and led by women. So it's not yet, However, I'm really proud to be a part of that movement and start to, get in that direction of getting more women to lead, because ultimately the plant's female, we're
Yeah.
harvesting from a female plant, and we have a lot of intuitive knowledge that can bring the industry into the next level and complement all the masculine that's been here. I don't like to, make things wrong or like demonize them, like hate the patriarchy. I think there's a lot of partnership that can come between the masculine and the feminine for this new generation of cannabis.
The best things come from a combination of balance and this uniting of magic and people being confident or in their space to be the best versions of themselves, and that can mean so many things in so many different types of relationships, whether it's business, friendship, just creativity. A lot of the best ideas just come together from two people smoking weed and someone having one of those ideas that just sticks, right? And that stuff can stem from that all the time. But and most everything, regardless, I agree with. I'll take it a step further. I think it's just the right thing to do. I think it was set up the other way, for better or for worse. And now we're trying to counteract that. And it's got to be this intentionality. And I think you said it best: to be unapologetically pink. You've earned that.
Yeah.
Number one, just as women and here in America, as people in America, we all have that right to just be unapologetically ourselves. But I think that the way the system's been set up, the way America was set up, it just wasn't necessarily that encouraging or supportive of that until more so of the last 5 to 10 years, right?
Absolutely. It's also really scary, just like in society and in your little group, you start those voices in your head. You're like, oh, what are they going to think of me? Or like, the industry doesn't really have anything that looks like this, so people are going to hate on it. And it goes back to this very
your brain's gonna fail just because you chose that color of pink. It's too much. Like, come on.
You go down
They'll just say anything just to hate on, man. They'll just say anything to hate. That's what it is.
Absolutely. And it's important along the way to build a really good relationship with that hate. Otherwise it'll eat you away. People say crazy stuff about Cake and about me. And I've gotten to a point, I'm very proud to just be like, oh, if they're hating, like, that means I'm doing something right. And I'm genuinely okay with it. I used to not be okay with it at all. I used to have a really hard time. I always want to like be included, like little girl in me is friends. I want everyone to get along. And so it was important for me to grow that muscle of being like, it's all good. You can say whatever you want about me. And like, I really don't give a fuck anymore. And I'm just going to keep being me. And, maybe you can see what we're doing eventually. And if not, it's all good.
One of these things that is a theme when I listen to you and what you're about and where you're going, what you're working on currently. I get the sense that you're constantly working on yourself and thus pushing the brand further, probably pushing your people further and all that kind of stuff, right?
Absolutely.
I want to channel that energy into understanding the products. I've got an idea of the brand and I've got an idea of the person and some of the people that you probably align yourself with. But ultimately, products got to get sold, yeah. Right? Like you can be the dopest motherfucker in the game with the coolest shit, but like, bro, we've all seen celebrity brands flop.
Yeah,
we've all seen cool looking packaging or vibrant looking things get on the shelf and just get dusty in these cold, tough LA streets, right? And so, for real though, let's talk about these products that you've created, because we talk about the branding and the design and the product development. But ultimately, yeah, this shit's got to sell. And so you have the number one all-in-one, which is also known as a ready-to-use or formerly known as a disposable vape. But you've got a disposable all-in-one ready-to-use vape. That's the number one in California. There's 1,000 plus, whether they're live or selling shit right now or not. There's 1,000 retailers there. Yeah. It's a lot of work. You got 5 or 6, 7 different major cities and markets and region, basically meaning that you got to cover like 7 different states in California.
Yeah, it's wild. It's so wild. And there's a lot that went into being number one. And, it's laid on this foundation of all the experience Jason and I bring to the table, all of that knowledge. And then the innovation of the hardware, a lot went into that hardware. We engineered the whole thing ourselves and made sure that every aspect of it was going to express the oil for the best experience and best flavor. So, and that's a patented exclusive device to us. So
this all-in-one is, I know it's labeled as a 1 grammer, but they're 1.2s, yeah?
1.25. We have two
1.25.
in NorCal and SoCal. We have two of our retailer chains have the 1 gram, so it is out there. However, the product that really like changed the game was, everyone calls it like the industry disruptor, was that 1.25 designer distillate. And so, you know,
designer distillate, that was the word. Yes.
We're real controversial there with the designer distillate. Like,
nah, bro.
How dare you call distillate designer? I'm just like, you know, when our goal is to reach as many people as possible and to make this accessible, make this affordable to the masses, and if we really want to take away that stigma and make it a part of everyday life, we need to make it recognizable to the masses. And if something's designer, people are like, I know what designer is.
Hey,
like,
man,
I'll pick
we
that
both
up.
know this, Chloe. That motherfucker's hating on you. They don't buy distillate anyways. They can suck it. For real.
I'm like, it's all good. You don't have to buy it. You don't. But some of them do. They're, you know, these haters are really just like your biggest fans in disguise. So we have this like fun game we like to play. It's like, oh, let's turn these haters into our biggest fans. And
no, of course. I mean, you kill people with kindness, which is a lot of your brand is built on community, right? You guys are real big on building community, supporting a lot of events ranging from the women's focused ones to the regular world ones that are out there. I mean, you guys are everywhere, and you have to have a presence. And you know, that ethos, what you guys really represent, what you guys have chosen your brand to be about, and what to align it with. I mean, it just makes other people uncomfortable because you're so great at what you do at the end of the day, right? And it's just like the numbers don't lie, the community don't lie, the product doesn't have the people majority buying it don't got a problem with it being called designer distillate.
yeah,
and you're making something classy. You're making somebody feel happier about it, like it, and ultimately too. Would you like to talk about formulation today? I wasn't going to dive into it, but if you'd like to talk about formulation, we can talk about what makes your product designer from the top down, the custom engineering from head to toe. Like, come on, man.
So this is like all the pieces that came together to like put us at number one. And you know, we hit number one in March, and we've stayed number one up until now. So 8 months consecutively there, and we plan on snagging that number one spot in every category overall. And you know, when we play to win. But the only people we're competing with is ourselves, and that's something.
You said when you vape to win. Did I hear that right, or did you say play?
I said play, but we can.
Let's go. Hey, sorry, she hits different. She hits different.
Yeah,
it's too easy. It's too easy.
All these pieces that come into it, and it is the formulations, because we're working with farmers and traders that can help us create the best product at the highest quality. We do not cut corners, and we make sure that we are offering safe products and something that is really backed by partners that share these same ethos as us. And then once you get to that formulation, you have that hardware, and then you put our, you know, our branding that really sells itself. The most important part though for me is our team. And our team, if we have all those things and our sales team like isn't able to sell it, it's not going to work. You know, it's going to, like you said, just like be collecting dust and never move, and no one's going to pick you up, and there's no sell through. So our sales team is best in industry, and they actually all came over from Connected. Wow. One of the founders of Connected now works for us, and I think what makes our team so special, and one of the favorite stories I love to tell, is that this whole team came over to us when we were making almost zero sales. And they just believed in the vision, and they believed in me and Jason. And they were just like, let's fucking go. They're like, we see that there's no sales right now, but we know we can sell the shit out of this. And we have the network, we have the people, and like, we think this is the next big thing. And so our team's ability to see and believe in that vision before you can see it is or it's actually physical. To me, that is where the magic happens, and our ability to truly bring miracles and make them a reality. And as woo woo as that sounds, like it just is what we do. So
I got a question here about this because there's some layers in there that are more valuable than others, right? And a lot when you're talking about bringing a brand to market, talk about timing. We're talking
yeah,
about got to have the right team. You're giving credit to the team heavy right now, right? The team. That team worked for a company that was in all the stores everywhere, right? A lot of the individuals, right? Now it's not to say they've got an unfair advantage, but this is where you as a leader, whether like I'm a sports guy, so it's like when you got these general managers, these people that are trying to curate the talent, you got to figure out like, yo man, when's the right time to cut the check, when's
yeah,
the right time to hire the right people, right?
totally.
How many times, Chloe, have you talked with brands? How many times have we met people, right, where they're launching a brand and they just throw everybody on 2 to 4% commission and pray, right? Or they hire one of the agencies out there, right? And they spend a bunch of money to get a splash, but then they're part of a big portfolio at the end of the day, right?
You get lost in that portfolio and it's not genuine, they're not dedicated. And we've made a lot of mistakes along the way. Like I said, we were at zero sales,
Yeah.
and there's a reason for that. We didn't have the sales team. We tried a few sales tactics and it wasn't working, and we were doing our best to spend as little money as possible. And so we really just like flipped that on its head. And I was like, I just want the best of the best. And it may cost a lot right now, and it's going to make me millions in the long run. So you just have to know when you need to write that check. And like when you see that Kobe in the making, like you got to snag him up immediately or snag her.
Or in your case, when you've had a bunch of people that put up points on another team,
Yeah,
you got to keep people on your team that put up points, right?
absolutely.
I've been a part of two situations that are both of those kinds of ecosystems, and those brands were never the same. And it's not only because of me, but when you think about relationships in these retailers, turnover is really bad from the sales side and the bud tender side and stuff, but it's also really bad with the buyers.
Yep.
It's
That's,
also really bad with the buyers.
yep.
So when you got somebody that knows 30, 40, 50, 70, I would imagine some of those connected folk formerly and now your team, they know 100+ people. There's 1,000 retailers in this state,
Yeah.
right? So taking care of your team is really important. I want to applaud you for obviously making whatever decisions you were making up until a certain point and then realizing, yo, we got to get to a position where we can now turn it on with the right people. And it's hard to put up points when you don't got playmakers at the end of the day, right?
Impossible.
So
Yeah.
hard, so hard. Okay, so number one, ready to use, all in one. You guys are crushing it. The designer distillate all in one vape. Can you walk me through what your favorite flavor is?
My favorite flavor is the Pog. It's passion orange guava.
Yes.
It was inspired by a childhood drink that I was obsessed with.
Mm-hmm.
They come as like plastic gallon like milk, but it was Pog, and I would like drink it straight out of the gallon. I was so obsessed with
I
this.
love Pog. I love Pog.
So I had to give a little, honorary flavor for my childhood and my Hawaiian roots. So that's definitely my number one. And I think the number one overall is watermelon OG. Everyone
Ooh.
loves it. So
Come on, man. I love that too. I love OG. You put OG behind anything, I'm going to give it a try. And then nowadays, after living in LA for 6 years, anything with watermelon, I'll give it a taste too. Sour, regular, real,
really,
essence. I don't care. And you guys, with your guys' formulations and the hardware, it's like, again, you guys deliver a really solid experience in that regard. And I think there's a lot to look forward to when you guys launch new flavors because so much creativity and fun and thought has really gone into that.
absolutely.
Now, Chloe, what are some of these other SKUs that you guys offer? I obviously don't know all of the products, and so can you walk me through some of the lineup?
Yeah, of course. So right now we have our designer distillate 1.25. We also have some retailers have the 1 gram. And then we have our 510 glass ceramic cart, which is another proprietary designed by us. So we engineered that cart to optimize everything and solve all the problems we were having with carts previously. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we've gone through a lot of carts over the years, and so we've seen it all. And we wanted to make sure that there was no metal touching the oil in this cart. So it's really beautiful. And so we have that 510 thread line. And then to pair with that, we have our batteries.
Yes. I'm on your website now. Do you mind if I actually pull that up?
Yeah, go for it.
Hell yeah. Let me go ahead and rock that real quick. It's always cool when we can do a quick little share screen with a beautiful website like what y'all have. Here we go. So
there's the designer distillate, yeah.
So these are the designer distillate, the all-in ones we're talking about. Ooh, wild cherry Skittles, pink guava, white raspberry, pineapple paradise, and looks like raspberry gelato.
I think
strawberry gelato.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, and then here's your batteries you were just talking about.
Yeah, so you can actually buy these online, which is, we love something that doesn't have red tape on it. So you can we can ship these across the world.
Nice.
Yeah, so we got that flip battery, and that secret stash is a really fun one because it covers the
so it looks like a disposable vape, but it's really just a top that slides off, huh?
It looks like a Nick vape, so
yeah.
And there's no symbol on it.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's dope. Oh, and the multiple colors here. Badass. Oh yeah, that white. Mm-hmm.
Always the pink, white, blue.
Come on, the merch. Let's go. Let's go. You guys are out here, man, really getting it in, really running the show in a lot of ways when it comes to a true lifestyle brand in the vape space. A lot of people tried, and they did so for a period of time too. But you guys, again, with the trajectory, obviously you mentioned the POG, right? And that being one of your favorite products. And then, you have these other super popular strains as well, like the Watermelon OG. Let's talk a little bit about expansion. Do you have any new products coming in Cali? And then let's talk about you guys going to other states.
Absolutely. So just to finish up our full product line, we also have our Cryo Live resin, and it comes with the all chrome hardware, which I worked really hard to make happen.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks amazing. And so we worked with a farm in Santa Barbara to bring those strains to this vape and made sure that it was expressed as best possible. So we took the form factor of the designer distillate, but we added in that ceramic coil and then that huge window. So you're going to be able to see the product, and that live resin, it's all single source. And we worked with the farm for about a year to make sure that we were selecting exact crops that we wanted. And we brought that to market. But it is limited edition, and we're about to sell out here. I think we may have about a month left of that product line until, we just got the new harvest in, and we're going to be launching that in a little bit of a different way. But we will have the next round of live resin available soon. And then coming down the line there, we have a few bangers lined up. Honestly, we really went wild with the new drops coming through. And the next product line is going to be a rosin line. And
wow.
Yeah. I don't want to give too much away. It's coming very soon, but our team is insanely excited for this. And I will say it in true cake fashion, it will be a, never before seen product, and something that sets the bar again for making rosin more accessible in a all-in-one device. So
that's amazing.
We'll have 20 strains for that product line. We're going to be doing a lot smaller runs for it because, it's hard to have the same consistency in rosin. So we just want to make sure we're really keeping that quality control by keeping the batches small.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then behind that, which I've been working on this concept for Valentine's Day for about 6 months, and I'm just excited for it to finally come true. And we'll be launching a limited edition strain for designer distillate for Valentine's Day.
Amazing.
Yeah. So also don't want to give too much. We'll be dropping and announcing it soon, but this one will probably ruffle a little feathers. It's very very cheeky, I will say. But so the concept behind this was I wanted to make it possible for someone to just like walk into the store and be like, I need to get my person a gift, and like walk out, buy this package and be like, I'm good, I got the gift. So it's gonna be in this luxe gift bag with brand like pink gift bag, pink tissue paper. It'll come with our limited edition designer distillate and then some small swag. And then we'll also have a spicy little surprise gift in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll announce it very soon.
Let's go.
But you're good. It's like you just walk into the shop, you got your gift, and like your person's gonna be so stoked. So that was the concept behind that. And then to top it off, we have our dab device that we're going to be launching.
Okay.
Yeah, in March. And so this one's huge. This is, all technology focused. This is really Jason's brainchild. He wanted to, he saw the need for this in the market, and he's been developing it for over a year and a half, and we just were able to file our patent for it about 2 weeks ago.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So now we're in production and we're so excited about it. It's going to be huge. The intention was to, again, make dabbing accessible, make it, not so scary with, a blowtorch and whatnot.
Right.
For entry-level dabbing with that connoisseur experience. So how do we bring those two together? And that was the driver behind this product line. It's very small, compact, and portable, and it fits right in aesthetically to our family tree of the designer distillate and the cryo live resin. So it has a very similar form factor, and again, just making sure we have that proprietary design.
You guys always coming through with the custom devices. I love it. I love it. That's amazing. So, product lineup continuing to come, more things, lots of variety of things coming.
Yeah, and that's
on in Cali.
Q1. We got Q2 flower pre-rolls will be hitting, but
damn, the more and more. Hey, cake for no, that's good because you guys got to think. I mean, you guys are very good at curating the flavors, very good at creating the devices and the form factors people like, right? And so as you guys expand, the current cake fans are sure to give it a try because they trust the formulation and the curation. And at that point, they love the brand, right? They've been fans of it and the numbers show it. And so why not start to see, what they're going to like in these other factors? I very much look forward to trying, a POG pre-roll or pineapple paradise or whatever it's to come, whether it's infused or flower or however you guys can find it. I mean, that's the challenge, right? Is now you get to go to more farms, try more dabs, vape more flavors, try to create something and be a crazy cook in the kitchen doing all the fun stuff. I hope edibles coming too. You guys seem to like flavors, so we're going to have some beverages and edibles. Are we going to get the whole suite or what?
Yeah, we got, we have some ideas that we've been throwing around, but right now we're
I'll take POG shots all day. Come on, simple.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Come on, dude. That's amazing. I love it. Okay, so we talked to you guys got a lot of moves in the works for product wise. On my notes here, I'm seeing some expansion plans to some other states. Is that correct as well?
Yeah. So in January, we're going to be expanding to Nevada, and
wow.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. We love our Nevada team. They really they match our freak. They're a little crazy just like us, and our teams work really well together. So I imagine that we'll be taking over there very shortly, and we'll be launching with our designer distillate. However, the regulations there are different. So we're going to be launching a 0.9. The regulation is you're only allowed 800 mg of THC. So we're going to have to bring that size down. So we'll be launching in our mini form factor, which is super adorable too. And then shortly after, we'll be launching our carts and our light resin and all that good stuff. So yeah, Nevada's going to be another big one coming.
Hey man, Nevada is a desert, right? I don't know if they can handle a wave like that. I don't know if they can handle a wave like that, man. That's going to be crazy. Yeah. Ooh, and the cake parties out there too. Oh, I can only imagine.
Vegas, I don't know if I can live there, but I definitely can get down in Vegas, and we love to have a good time.
Come on, man, I love it. Hey, Hey, I'm known to wiggle a little bit, so I'm there. My cake gonna be caking. You know what I'm saying? We're about to be doing it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Nevada. Is there any others on the horizon?
Yeah, so we are currently available in Arizona.
Okay.
However, 2025, we're going to be taking it to the next level. There's a lot of stuff I want to revamp and just make better and show up with cake in a new way, with new product lines, new events, and really showing up into the EDM community. We work with Relentless Beats a lot and
Okay.
the events they do. And if everything works out, we'll have a really fun Valentine's Day party to kick off our limited edition drop as well.
Dude, I'm
So,
trying to pull up. I love the Arizona market out there. I like going to the media events.
and
I love
yeah,
going out there to that hotel where we can smoke with the pool and everything. I feel like every Airbnb out there is super cheap and also has a pool. It's really odd. Like it's like a little pocket of America where it's like that's fucking dope. And then there's great weed out there, right? I mean, there's cool partners, right? Like
really
one
good.
of my favorite dispensaries out there is that group, the Mint, right? They got that 24-hour dispensary with the pizza, right?
Yeah, yeah, they're cool.
Pizza, the tots, and the infused wings. Let's go. Come on.
Wow, yeah, we were just out there with me and the team, and so we were like smoking some of our partners' flower, and they're just like they really got it going on out there. I'll
Yeah.
be honest, at first I didn't really understand the Arizona thing just because like I'm such a Cali girl now. But when we did go out there and like we were with the community and everyone was seshing together, I was like, okay, I get it. I get it. The vibes are here. And I really do love it. I'm excited to continue to just like do more and more out there and build our
Yeah.
community.
So with you guys obviously focusing pretty heavily on product expansion and we'll call it continued California dominance and then going and growing in these other states as well. We got the new launch there in Nevada. We've got Arizona, which are going to be expanding and growing there and putting more energy. Is there interest in other states? Are you exploring that? Should I tell people, hey, they should reach out if they're interested, or how does that work? What's that look for you guys?
We are absolutely interested in continuing to expand. I would love to be in New York. I would love to be in Florida. I don't really know how things work out because I know Florida got a whole thing going on, but you got to put the dreams out there so that they can come to you. And then beyond that, I would love to be international as well. So, thinking as a global brand and really bringing it around the world. And
Amazing.
we got some things in play for sure, and I would love to be one of the top brands in all of America and really represent what we got going on.
So we've pretty much talked about everything, and this last question I feel like it's not even really worth asking because the numbers would say that what's competition? No disrespect to everybody else, but like, yo, if y'all have any questions about competition, look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Like they're working, they're busy working. So I'm a Raiders fan, right? And one of the best NFL coaches of all time is this guy Bill Belichick. And I remember these interviews; they never really worried about the game beyond what's right in front of them. And I get the vibe from Cake that since you really chose to turn it on, it was very noticeable as, again, somebody who was competing against you in different other vape companies, somebody who now has been in my own world for 18 months, solid running my own stuff, just being in the media side. There was a very noticeable wave that you guys manufactured. There was a moment in time where you guys chose, we're going to flip that light switch on. We've got a stronger team. We're approaching the market this way. We're going to attack. We're going to double throttle like a speedboat. You know what I'm saying? We're going to push them both down and we're going to go. And I feel like it was roughly 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Very noticeable. I go back to that 1.25, a disruptor for sure. You're giving more product, more value, more brand experience for the same the same affordability as some of the cheapest products in the state, but cheap could never be associated with a K product because of the customization, right? And I think that's what's so powerful about what you guys have built. Chloe, before we get you out of here, because I'm not going to ask any questions about competition. Y'all need to get in the game and get in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to hear it. I coach our team on we only compete with ourselves. I know that there's room for everyone, and our passion and our purpose is to bring this plant and make it accessible to as many people as possible and to lift each other up. So these people who, may see us as a threat, and that creates a little fear in them, it's okay. Either they can rise with us as allies, or they're going to fall away naturally. So I coach our team to just stay focused on what we're doing. If we put all of our energy into what we're building, it's all gonna just work itself out. And so I don't ever want our team to like get caught up, take the bait in any of that type of competition stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got to beat ourselves. Like that's
Yeah.
what matters.
We're,
And
we're working to outwork ourselves and reach our goals that we determine, as said, right? We focus on our own challenges and our own success, right? And I love that and hearing that from you.
people be crazy sometimes.
Bro, and I want to throw this out there too. When I look at the regular world, I'm seeing collabs like crazy. I'm seeing cool companies collab all the time. Does it? So for those cake brands out there, for those Steezies out there, for all you Jeter people, get in the comments and comment and talk about on their Instagram. Go on Cake's Instagram and share who would you want to see them collab with? Tell them the farms. The best thing that a consumer can do is provide feedback through the channels that are managed by either leadership or people that make decisions in the company. And the cool thing about Cake is that although you guys are hyper successful in a short period of time and it's taken time to get there, you got to get to the point where you're able to be successful, right? And so it took a lot of work just to be in that position, right? But now, right, we think about, the overall duration of time is not that long. The age and duration of the company is not 15, 20, 30, 40 years, right? We're talking about like you guys can provide feedback now, and Chloe's watching and listening and participating, and you're at the events, you're at the parties.
Very collaborative. We're always open. I want to hear from everyone. I always make sure our team knows, like, give your input, tell us what's up, tell us what's not working. I have no problem. Like, if you tell me that something I'm doing is not working, I want to hear it. And even from our customers, like, we hear what you're saying and we do our best to offer what we can. For example, a lot of people wanted a bigger window on designer distillate. So we weren't able to like just shift that because there's a lot of challenges with that. However, I offered the cryo live resin with that big window, so it's like I do my best to accommodate, as when I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I also just love hearing people's ideas. I think it's really cool to just make everything as collaborative as possible because we never do anything alone anyway. So might as well.
The whole supply chain in your world is partners, right? Those are collabs, right? From the co-packer, if that's a thing, from the farm, from whoever's extracting, right? All of that creates relationships and forces collaboration to some extent. I think it would be amazing to think about, Cake partnering with big brands, the best flower brands, or small craft, or legacy, or the people that have been, in prison for cannabis and things like that, those kinds of brands, and being able to share that platform, right? And uplift that mission. We see that all the time when it comes to brands partnering with some kind of foundation, right? Or some kind of mission and things like that. And you guys definitely now are truly a platform. And to have done that again, it takes a lot of work. So big shout out to your entire team. A lot of respect to what you guys have built and accomplished. And Chloe, thank you again for your time. Before we get you out of here, I got to do two things. First, I got to shout out the sponsor. Big shout out to Seedless Media. Again, if you guys need any cannabis marketing, full service marketing agency, these are the guys. These are the people that I trust. You guys should walk with them if you have any issues or concerns with your team. Now, Chloe, back to you. What do you have coming up on the immediate horizon that you would like to share with the people, whether it's your current fans or people that aren't yet familiar?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you want to find us, we have our website, shehitsdifferent.com, and our Instagram, Cake Hits Different. And then our X account is She Smokes Cake. And so you can stay connected with us there. On YouTube, we're going to be coming out with a lot more content, long form content, and that's She Hits Different. But you can we're going to be, we're almost selling out of that chrome live resin. So if you want that, better get it quick. You can go check out who has it on Weed Maps, and then just keep your eyes open for the drops coming through. They're going to be, big, and we feel like we're taking risks. So it's nerve-wracking to do that type of thing, but we know our community will support. So just see when they're dropping, and if you feel called, go grab one for yourself.
Come on, man. We're here with Chloe, the CEO and co-founder of Cake. She Hits Different. This is one of California's top cannabis companies in the entire state, in the adult use market here. It's a big deal. There's a ton of brands. There's a ton of products. There's a ton of stores. There's a lot of people not paying their bills. To just be in that position, it takes a lot of work and an effort and patience and strategic problem solving. And so, again, big respect to what you do. I appreciate your time. For everybody watching, this was episode 126 excuse me, of the RMR podcast. Be sure to tap in, like, follow, subscribe, talk shit about me, but show love to Chloe and the team. And I definitely encourage you guys to go try their products and give them a shot. Live resin, designer distillate. I mean, come on, at the very least, you can buy both and give them both a shot and get blasted with some flavor and some potency here. So anyways, I appreciate you very much again for your time. Thank you, Chloe.
You and all you're so good at like teasing out the magic behind everything, and thank you for seeing us and what we're doing, and I really appreciate you and your platform.
Nah, appreciate that. That's love. That's love. Come on, y'all. Y'all get the energy. The shit hits different. Make sure you guys tap in. Ask for Cake at your local dispensary. Go on their website, shehitsdifferent.com. Make sure y'all order those vapes right now. Valentine's Day is coming up. Christmas is literally next week. Stop sleeping. Get your shit